The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'd like to talk about the Mega Drive Mini. Sega just announced this. There's more details to come, and I'd like to talk about my thoughts on it. So, as many of you know, I'm a huge Sega collector. I'm an enthusiast of Sega. I love playing Sega. I've collected and played Sega my entire gaming career. And so, I want to talk about it. So, I have done reviews of clone consoles that have played Sega games, some good, some bad. And it was announced that Atgames is going to be coordinating the production of the Mega Drive Mini. And so some people booed and some people hissed. And some people were like, why? You know, oh, this is terrible, this is bad. And first of all, I'm not a shock jock. I'm a reasonable person. I don't make videos just for views. I just like to talk about games. I like to talk about, you know, what my thoughts are on things. And a lot of that's just because there's so many wonderful people that like to talk games that watch this channel. I love talking to you people. Thank you. And so let's talk about Atgames. So Atgames is far from perfect, okay? They've made a lot of mistakes. Last year, you know, the Sega Genesis Flashback HD came out. Now, if you don't know, Atgames is a company that makes retro consoles and products, and they usually license with brands, and they've had some missteps. And so last year they released an early version of their unit to reviewers. There was some issues. They went back to the drawing board. They updated the console, and it ended up being okay. I am not an Atgames basher, okay? I have several of their products in my collection. Their previous models had sound issues. Some people thought it was garbage. Some people just pitchforks and knives. Oh, this is terrible. This is, you know, the worst thing ever, blah, blah, blah. And I have to say something. There's a lot of people out there that get on a bandwagon and say something's terrible when they haven't fully experienced something themselves. It's the same people that say E.T. is like the worst game ever, when half the people saying that have never played E.T. ever. And it really bugs me. And so I've played these products. I've taken Atgames products and done gaming clubs for like the last 10 years. And the truth of the matter is, the average person who wants to reminisce, who on an impulse buy to play Sega products, is going to be perfectly fine with these game products. Are they perfect? No, they're not. Atgames, a recent model, the Sega Genesis Flashback HD, the biggest issue was the menu and how they had to navigate this with a directional pad, and it didn't work, and it wasn't great. They've announced, Atgames has indirectly communicated that they are working on a model revision, and there'll be some updates going forward. Again, this is not officially through them. This is just through some indirect communication channels that I have access to. And so there are some things moving forward. I think that the Mega Drive Mini is going to be great. Now, if you don't like Atgames products, you're probably not going to like this. Is this going to be the same quality product as an NES Classic? Probably not. You know, or a Super Nintendo Classic? Probably not. You know, and we don't know the details of this item. Now, I'm less excited just in general for a Mega Drive Mini, especially if it doesn't have a cartridge port, because I have so many ways to play Sega. And, you know, there's so many ways to play Sega these days, and it's like, I see why they're doing it, and I think it's a great novelty product. But for someone like me that has space issues to begin with, it's less of an appeal. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to get one. I think as a collectible, it'll be cool. And for many people out there, and a lot of people out there, let's be serious. A lot of people out there just want to play something from their childhood, play a few games, have something that looks cool on the shelf, call good. Now, for all those people out there, oh, you can just emulate things for free. Yep, this product's not for you because you weren't going to buy it anyways. And so there's so many ways of playing games. It's just, I just have to say, like, it's not going to be a terrible product. Is it going to be the same quality standards as some other mini products? Who knows? Looking at previous Atgames product quality, that's something that they can improve upon. I'm not going to lie about that. Their product quality is average. I would say there's some things about their previous Sega Genesis products I definitely would improve. And so hopefully they can take a nod that people want a good product. Now, that's what it comes down to. It's not that people necessarily all hate Atgames. It's that they love Sega and they want to play a Sega product. And when they think of Sega, they think quality. And so Sega really has made some great games lately, and they want Sega to release a retro console with the quality that they remember with the Sega Genesis. Like for me, I grew up with Sega Genesis, especially the Model 1. Amazing quality, amazing quality. It was second to none. And people want that. People want to remember that. People want to experience that. I just don't see it happening. To be quite honest, is it the Mega Drive Mini going to have the same quality standards as something made 30 years ago? Nope. It's not going to happen. And I expect that. I think it's just a different time. You know, the Mega Drive Mini is going to come out, and it's going to be a novelty item, and it's going to serve an impulse buy, and it's going to have probably some classics on it, and it'll be great. It's not going to be terrible. Is it going to replace an original Sega Genesis? I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, but I'm not expecting that. I don't think anybody's expecting that. I think people just want it to be a great product. Now, aesthetically, hopefully they can update improvements from last year's Sega Genesis Flashback HD. Again, I've done reviews of Atgames on my channel. I don't think their products are terrible. I think there's always room for improvement. I think my biggest complaint is the micro improvements they have made over time. I think the pressure's on. I think there's more and more people that want a quality product, and I think there's more and more companies racing to create those products because there's a market for it. I mean, on the high end, you have like a company like Analog, and Analog's making amazing products. Those products sometimes are too expensive for some people, but if you want a quality product, that's a good example of a company that's really listening to that high end, and they really have made some great products. Now, then you have the lower end, and you have like a company like Hyperkin, and Hyperkin is offering, you know, budget consoles at rock bottom prices, and for the most part, they're serving an audience that wants a retro console to play something. Atgames is kind of in the same category as Hyperkin in a way where they're offering kind of a budget experience. And I don't know, I see why people are lashing out at Atgames, but some of the lashing out is way over the top. It just is just not fair. It's not fair, and I just wanted my stance on it. So yes, I'm excited about the Sega Mega Drive Mini or the Sega Genesis Mini or the Sega Mini, you know. Am I bothered that it's made by Atgames? Nope, not bothered. I think I expect it just to be like other Atgames products, and hopefully they can take a note and have it be an exemplary product. I think the packaging needs to be great. I think it needs to be as much as a collectible as is something that's functional. I think the emulation, especially in 2018, needs to be better. The sound needs to be better. Now, let's talk about sound. So, sound's something that it is very particular, and that has to be done right. And so, you know, if people that are working on the console are watching this, challenge is out there. The gauntlet's been thrown down, and, you know, prove everybody wrong. Because I think Atgames, since they are making this product, have a lot to prove to people to say, look, we can make a quality product. And my hope is that hopefully they can. But I do have to say that some of the people lashing out at Atgames are just lashing out and haven't even played something themselves. They're just listening to other people bash on it. And it's just stupid. It just bugs me. And it's just like any other shock jock comments, you know, there's people that are just making comments just, you know, for views or for attention or, you know, over the top. And I I'm none of that. You know, I'm a collector first and a YouTuber second. You know, I've been collecting a long time. I've been involved with several shows in the Northwest, and that's where my heart is I'm a passionate collector, and I also like to talk about video games. You may not agree with everything I say, and that's okay. I just welcome anybody who continues to tune into my channel, and I've had several people saying, what are your thoughts on this? Well, those are my thoughts. So what do you think of the Sega Genesis Mini or the Mega Drive Mini? Are you disappointed that Atgames is making it? Are you not going to get it? Does it matter? Do you need more information? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, I just, I'm excited that it's coming out, but I'm not like over the moon about it. And on the other hand, I'm not bashing it because Atgames is making it. And I think we need to give Atgames a chance. I think that they are learning from their mistakes and are moving forward, hopefully, with some better products. But if it's not great, I think it's honest feedback to them to let people know that people need to let them know that, like, hey, don't like this. Just want to thank people who continue to check in on my channel. It is most appreciated as I continue to make 3 videos a week as I march towards 60,000 subs. I want to continue to do videos. I haven't shown this side of my game room. Again, it's totally packed in here. It really needs a bigger space, and yeah, looking forward to that hopefully someday to have it in a museum. Thank you for your comments, likes, and subscriptions. It's most appreciated. I also have a Patreon in which a little as $1 a month I do an extra video, and I have one coming up. So stay tuned. Most appreciated. This is Immortal John Hancock. You take care.